Throw this past everybody else. So yeah, so simply being what was in the way. So we used to do all sorts of modalities and programs and all sorts of stuff like we all do, trying to fix ourselves or trying to figure out what is in the way and how we can remove it so we can actually have a life that we love and a life that's really, really easy. And until we remove the resistance from taking the action, we can't actually achieve this. And that's the big key. We can't, there is a certain percentage, less than 5% of the population that can push through all our resistance and what's in the way and become very, very successful. And these people generally have quite a strong talent or a strong background of talent from the family. And a perfect example around that would be huge talent like Michael Jackson. Clearly had a lot of success and still is creating a lot of sex, even though he's past us on the planet. And that was because he had a lot of stuff, he pushed through it, he took the action, he had a fantastic talent and became, in a lot of cases, the #1 pop star in the world in his day. So it's pretty cool. But we can still clearly see with Michael Jackson is he had a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff working in the background that we could clearly see that was dysfunctional. And we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about how to actually remove that, but actually what it is and how it works and how we can, if we can remove it, how we can actually have more of a life we love and actually have it with ease rather than struggle. Because having it with struggle is a pain in the butt, and I know that because that was me. I was struggling. I was going around and around and around trying to fix myself, doing all sorts of programs, modalities, when the answer was right in front of me. I just had to remove the resistance so I no longer felt the feelings and emotions on past memories, which we call the pain, so we can simply just have what we want. So we can make a little start this morning. So current reality and desired reality. So our current reality is where we are now. And if we have our desired reality, which is where we want to be, then clearly there's a separation. Otherwise we'd have it all now. And this is the key thing because it's two separate structures, and I'll draw it up on the board for us shortly. But when we want to go for something new, something new, and we're looking for it and chasing it, and we don't have it now, then we have two structures. So when we're focusing on that, clearly this here would be more, because we don't have it yet. Now so we can see. And this here would be less because we haven't got it yet. Now put a 1 in the chat box if you get that structure. We can clearly see we have two structures, one that we want and the one that we are. So when we're going for this desired reality, say for example, it might be love, money, relationships. It may even be health. It doesn't matter what we're going for. If it's something that we're going for that we want more of, then simply now we have less. So for example, here we might have scarcity. We might be sick. We might be lonely, or whatever it may be. We can see the two different structures there. Now, when we're going for this structure, which is our desired reality, which is really what is important to us. And last week I talked about true choices, just stepping into your true choice just because you love it. That's over here, stepping into it and taking action towards it, and then using these processes to remove the resistance so we can simply have more of it. And that's the key. Once we move the resistance, all we have to do is take action. And that's certainly my experience in this work. Being able to take that action was so much easier once I removed the resistance. It just flowed. And then you just one step after the other. And that's what the first week's call is all about, our lenses. It's so important to be in our lenses and planning out our whole next 12 months, all the way back to our 3 months, our 1 month, our 1 week, and our 1 day. And those lenses are so important because the backbone of this work, and yes, you'll have resistance to start with. I know I did. It took me a few months to get into my lenses 100% and get rid of my old diary. But once I did, everything changed. And everything I've created here with this company and the coaching and be able to give back to you guys for free, it all started with the lenses. Being the best person I wanted to. And Kirsty's just put in the chat, thank you, the lenses workbook for those that don't have it. Click on it, get it in your documents, print it off and start using it. It's very powerful. Creating a massive successful coaching company was a dream 18 months ago. It was nothing. It started off with a logo. It started off with a vision of being able to serve others and just give back and create success out of it. And also to give back to these people that choose to come in and work on one-on-one or whichever with me, is because they're stepping up because they want more. And it's all my clients. Clearly, every one-on-one that I do, it's all about lenses for the first 5-10 minutes and making sure everyone's doing their lenses because it's so important. And those that are doing the lenses in this work stand out from the ones that aren't. It's really, really clear. And of course, in those lenses, we have those true choices. It's exactly what we want to create in here. I choose the end result of. And if this is the first video I've watched, go back to the last couple of weeks and you better watch the replays and get a good gist of it, of what's going on. And the lens workbook is also in the recordings as well. Just click down below in one of the chat boxes and you'll better see that. So as we're going for more of what we want, our true choices, we have resistance pop up. Now, resistance can be fear, monkey chatter of all descriptions, but it can be not good enough, which is like a belief that doesn't serve us. It can be needing to know the outcome. It can be all sorts of different things. If it's all resistance, it could be the fear of just success or the fear of failure. I can remember way back and having the fear of success, like thinking, is that a thing? That can be fear of having success. And it's not until you start creating, building something that becomes successful, you're thinking, oh, am I going to get this right? Am I going to hold on to it? What's the next step? So there is a fear of success. All this resistance in here is all dysfunctional. It's all dysfunctional because it's not over here in our creation and our desired reality. But this is completely normal because this was me. So it's completely okay. It's completely normal. So when we're going for what we want in our desired reality, which could be the love, relationships, money, or whatever, all these here pop up. The fear, the monkey chatter, the beliefs, whatever it may be. And that's because our current identity here doesn't want to change. It's stuck in its current reality. So as we're going for this, resistance pops up in our field, whatever it may be, not good enough, not capable, not worthy, the fear of success, whichever pops up in our field, this comes from our current identity because it doesn't know if you come over to here because you haven't created this yet, if you're going to survive or not. Because remember last week we talked about the unconscious was all about survival, playing it safe, keeping it the same, and feelings. That's the backbone workforce of the unconscious. That's what it is. That's its job description, I guess you could say. So as we're going for a desired reality, it pulls up this resistance because it wants us to pull us back down to our current identity because it doesn't want to go anywhere because it doesn't know if you go over here, will you survive? Because you haven't achieved it yet. And basically what it does, it puts up this resistance, not to cause you pain and sorrow and grief and all the rest of it. It's putting it up there because of past time in your life, generally as an age of 10 or less, we've had traumatic experiences in some way. May not have been intentional, it may have, who knows. But it doesn't want to go over here and experience this because last time you experienced pain. And for those of you that haven't watched the education video or done a bit of this work, please pin to the top of this group is the education video. And in the education video is a really good half-hour breakdown of how this work rolls out. But basically, past memories, like the little girl in the education video at the age of 6 that fell over in front of the whole classroom. She wanted to show a picture of the whole classroom on Monday morning of what she did with her parents in the weekend. She fell over and the whole classroom laughed at her. Now, they weren't laughing at her being mean. They were just simply laughing because it was funny she fell over, as you probably would as a 6-year-old. But she put up a memory that getting in front of people and speaking is embarrassing. It's discomfort. It's hard. It's painful. So, so she put up a memory as that 6-year-old, don't get in front of talking in front of people. Just don't do it. Do not public speak. Do not put yourself out there because you'll experience more pain. Now that is the current identity. As a 20-year-old, say, for example, 25-year-old, that same girl, that woman, wants to go and talk about her product. She may want to be an inventor, create an online business where she has to be seen. As she's creating these things, the old identity is going to throw up the emotions and feelings from that past memory as a 6-year-old into her isolating structure and put her up here and give her the resistance to pull her back because our unconscious doesn't want to feel the pain as that 6-year-old. So in this work, we're simply removing the emotions and feelings of past memories that don't serve us so we can take more action. And that's as simple as it is. It takes 3 to 6 months in this work to remove everything, because even like for me at the age of 47, when I started this work, I had 47 years worth of stuff to clear. So it doesn't just happen overnight. However, every time you do a session and a process, it gets less and less and less and easier and easier and easier to take action. Who in here has had a process or recode in the past and experienced exactly that? Taking action afterwards was easier and you felt lighter. Just throw a 2 in the chat if it's you. I love seeing the results around this work. So as we're going for what we want, our current identity pulls us back with the resistance of emotions and feelings on past memories to keep us safe, because it doesn't want us to experience pain over here, because it doesn't know. Now, when we're over here, when we step into this and start creating it, we have to create a new identity. Now, this new identity is all about the success of what we want, our desired reality. Now, here in this structure, these two identities are not going to get along, because one wants to stay in the past and the other wants to step into the future and create. Can you see that? It's quite different. So what we have to do in this work is to step into our desired reality and let the old identity die and create a new identity with everything that we love, all our true choices, our values, our full orientation. We'll just be able to step into it. That's what's key. But to do that, we have to remove this resistance. Another word for the resistance could be the problems. What are your problems? What are you experiencing that's not true? Because all our memories from our conscious, which is thought, unconscious, which is feeling, survival, and our superconscious, which is our information, all of it's just memories from the past and passed down from mum and dad and generations of family. It's all memories. None of it's true. But we think it's true. It's because it's in our head, and no one else can read this resistance and the pain and the feelings and emotion that's in our way, because it's just in us. Who here has ever gone, oh, I wonder what they will think if I do this? And then later on we realize that they wouldn't even think of that anyway. And we allowed that to hold us up from taking action. You know, and it's just so powerful. Our memory, emotions and feelings of our past memories are not true. They're simply there to stop us from creating. And that's the powerful thing about this work. Now, when we're going for what we want, we come down here because we have this resistance, and we might read a book on personal development, or read a book on mind power, whatever it may be. And we have and society, you know, the society in general, the schooling system, the governments, everybody, they tell us if you have a problem here on mental health or whatever, there's something wrong with you, you're broken. So they want you to come down here and fix yourself. Fix yourself. You're broken. And this is the way the system is designed currently to try and fix you. So we come down here, we might do a modality, do a course, do a program, read a book, whatever it may be. And yes, you'll get some wins. And there's some beautiful heart-centered people doing some beautiful modalities out there. But if they're not focusing on this, then they're simply focusing on this, getting more of what you don't want. So when we come down here, we might do a program or modality, and we'll get some wins. You know, we might get some ways of being or some really good ideas of creation and whatnot. So then we'll come up here and we'll go for it again. And here we go, is the same resistance. Oh, you're not good enough. You're not capable. I'll just do that next week. What makes you think you're good enough to do that? All this resistance pops up from past memories, old identity, to keep us in this structure. So we can't have this. Now, as we're going through here, we might keep doing this loop, because this was what I was doing. I was continuously trying to fix myself so I could have more of what I wanted and be able to hold on to it. Now, the personal development industry, anything that's not focusing on your desired reality, is simply enhancing the fact, because they believe you can go around here and do so much personal development that somehow you're going to spit out of that formula, out of that structure, and land over here. That's what they believe. You know, that's personal development since the 60s and 70s, fantastic. You have so many wins by it. Also, if it's not focusing on this, then you're still not having what you want. You're not still taking action on your true choices. And that's the difference between all the other stuff that's out there and this work. And that's why I chose to get certified in it, spend the $20,000, get motivated, get certified so I could take this work to the world and help everybody like yourselves. Because it's so important, because you can have anything you choose. You've just got to choose it, step into it, remove the resistance, and take action. It's that important. So if you're in this structure here, this current reality, and you move around here like this, like I was, then you're stuck. You are stuck because you're not yet creating. You might have some wins. Oh, that's a great website name. I might start that product, write that book, get that first client, then you come back down here and go, oh, it's not going to work for me, right? Whichever. Because the old identity will give you a little bit of, like a rocking chair, it'll let you rock for a little bit, have a little bit of success, and then it'll pull you back again. That time frame can be a day, it can be a week. Depends on what memories you're activating with the pain in here as you're going through that process. And then we have over here where you're flowing. Just creating it all, just being and flowing and just having it now. And taking lots of action around your true choices. Having good, strong lenses with lots of great information. Ticking off all your lenses, ticking off your true choices. Taking action, getting into meditations, doing these processes. You know, it's just so powerful. Everything to create this flowing desired reality is in this work. It's all here. You just have to take the action. Put an hour and a half aside a week, 10 minutes in the morning for meditation. Take action. Now, of course, if we're not flowing and we're not stuck and we are creating some success, then we are isolating. Who here has experienced that? In the current reality, we're taking action. Yeah, we're getting there. I'm having some success. This is going well. Yes, I love this. And then, oh, no, I'm not too sure if I can do this anymore, if it's for me. Oh, I'm creating success. I'm having a really good time. I'm having some wins. I got my first client. My website's up. Oh, I really don't think this is me. I'll go and learn something else. And then I'll come back and do it. Who's experienced that? Put a 1 in the chat for me. Because that was me. Having the success and coming back. That's awesome. Thank you. We can clearly see there's nothing wrong with the structure. It's just dysfunctional. If you want to live in the structure, that's fine. Yeah, that's no problem at all. But you are allowed to have it all. You can have it all. You know, you can just really step into having it all by taking action and stepping into the feeling and emotion of it. Because when you do, the universe puts everything in front of you to create it. Because it has to, because it's in the field. Because we're all consciousness. We're all energy under a microscope. And that's exactly for everything you've ever created in the past. You've chose it, you've gone out and created it, and away you go. Just like the seed becomes the tree. The seed knows it's going to be the tree, but it first has to go through the process of creating it. And that's exactly the same as your true choice. All the information for you to create whatever it is that's most important to you, just because you love it, is within you. You've just got to come from your inner power, take action, step into this, remove the resistance, and have anything that you want. Is everybody getting that nice and clearly? Excellent, I'm sure you are. So, why does the law of attraction, why can it suck? Why can it not serve you and cause you more of what you don't want? Because the law of attraction, and last week I talked about, you know, we have our thoughts, which gives our feelings and emotions. The thoughts, feelings, and emotions give us our beliefs. Our beliefs are based around our values, and all our beliefs give us our actions. Our actions create our reality. Our reality is who we are, what we're doing right now. For those on the call and watching this recording, this is a reality that you chose right this very second. You chose to be here watching me on this video live. That's your reality, your house, your country, your environment, where you are. And your reality is based around feelings, emotions, and thoughts. So if we can get our thoughts and then our feelings and emotions in the right structure, then we can have more of what we want and less of what we don't want. And that's why it's so important to step into your 4 orientational choices and your true choices every morning. It only takes 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. And it sets you up for the whole day. And the reason why we do it with our eyes closed is because our unconscious believes it to be true, right? Unconscious can't see anything. Oh, this must be true because you're imagining it. It's in my mind. It must be true. because it doesn't know the difference between right and wrong. So therefore, it'll set you up for the whole day to go create exactly what it is you're pitching, which is live your life I love. You know, health and vitality, true nature and purpose, predominant creative force, just taking action because I love it. So when we're stepping into a meditation of these beautiful things, which is all our desired reality, then the law of attraction gives us more of this. Can you see that? Who we're being, how we're feeling in our emotions is what we attract. If we're in here, our current reality, we're coming from scarcity, sick or lonely or just not getting it together, the law of attraction is going to give us more of this. We don't want more of this. We have to drop that, step into this, remove the resistance and take action. That's why law of attraction will not serve you. It'll suck. It'll cause you more discomfort if you're in this structure here between stuck and isolating. You'll just get more of whatever it is you're thinking. And yes, I know that it's hard to drop all the monkey chatter and the thoughts and all the rest of it, because anything we're doing for more than a month, it becomes a habit. I get that. That's why it's so important to get straight into this work. Listen to the recordings in this Facebook page. They're all free. There's a beautiful 3 circle down the chat further. It'll remove some of this straight away, so you can start thinking what you want to create. And then we use the rest of the processes, the masterclass, if you want to join that, whatever. It's got over 80 recordings to remove all this, so we can simply not have it. And then the thoughts disappear. They just eventually go, because we're creating this, and the new thoughts are coming through what we are creating just because we love it. So that's all about law of attraction. There's so many people out there on the internet talking about law of attraction, but they don't explain to you, you have to be in the right structure. They don't tell you that because they don't even get it. They're only creating success because they're in the structure, hopefully. But a lot of them are in the stuck structure, telling you all about the law of attraction. They're not actually creating anything. And they're just using your law of attraction to promote themselves in whatever way. Don't get me wrong, some of them are creating success because they're attracting this here. They're inflowing, having more money, more wealth, more health and vitality, more relationships, having an online business, whatever it is for you. You can actually have anything you choose in this world. Financial abundance. There's so much money in this world out there. It doesn't just disappear. Someone may lose it, another person gains it. It's still flowing around and around and around. All you have to decide is if you want a piece of it, whatever that means to you. So what I'd like everybody now to think about is I'd like you to think about one thing that you'd like to create today. One of your true choices. Step into one of your true choices. When you open up your lenses, or just if you haven't got your lenses done yet, and this is the first video you've watched, please pause it, go watch the education video, because it's very important before we do a recode that we do some education, get your conscious and your unconscious on board. Because it's really important, we're doing the recode in all these processes except 3 circle, but briefly we step into the current reality, but very important that we're focusing on what we want when we do a recode, because we want to remove the resistance that's in the way. Okay, so just put a 1 in the chat when you have what you'd like to choose today and work on. That will be fantastic. Pick a true choice. Excellent, some 1s going on there, that's awesome. Okay, what I'd like you to do is just to write that out, what exactly that is to you. Took one of mine today. And I want you to look at that true choice you've chosen. If you haven't got a piece of paper, just close your eyes and step into it. Look at it, visualize it, set the intention. Get the someone else just jumping in. So really set that intention to get the most out of this process. Okay. We've just had a lovely, somebody else just joined us, which is fantastic. We're just going to start the recode. So if you haven't done the recode before, if you can just listen in, that's fine. If you have done some of this work and you've watched the education video, that's fantastic. But it's really important we're just choosing a true choice. It's really important that we step into a desired reality for this process. And I'd lovely to have you here. It's great to have you here, but If you haven't done a process, just you can hold the field for the rest of us and you can just listen and watch. If not, choose something that you love. Choose something you want to create and let's step into that beautiful end result. So step into that beautiful feeling of just having it all, whatever that means to you. Step into that end result being true. You're creating it. You're in it. Be it before you see it. Just step into it. Notice where you are. Notice what you're doing. Notice who you're with. Notice those beautiful emotions and feelings around this true choice you're choosing today. This desired end result. Just knowing it to be true. And open up your beautiful heart space and just allow that beautiful feeling just to fall into place. And that love of being anywhere you choose in this desired reality, this end choice you've chosen today. Your online business, being out in nature, traveling. Whatever it may be for you, just really step into that true end choice with your eyes closed so you can really get all the emphasis around it. As we know, when our eyes are closed, our conscious is not thinking and bringing information. So it allows the creation to be real in our unconscious. Just really step into that, how it feels and the belief. Just knowing that I'm doing it. And I want you to get those beautiful emotions and feelings and times it by 10, times it by 20. And then open up your eyes and come on back. How awesome is that? What a beautiful feeling, you know? That's our desired reality. That's what we're creating. This is what we're choosing to create. And doesn't that feel good? Just knowing that we can actually have it, that we're allowed to have it. The excitement, everything around, just knowing that we can actually create that. And the only thing that's stopping us is taking action. Or in some cases for you, taking more action towards it. That's all that it is. And as we know, if we're not taking action, we have too much resistance in the middle. So now I want you to think about your current reality. What's your current reality like? Step into that. It's not quite the same, is it? Step into your current reality. Notice what it's like now, not having that yet. Notice there's a separation between the two. We were in the desired reality, we're now in our current reality. Separating these two. And just feel that tension between the two. Feel the resistance of what's in the way. Sabotaging beliefs are in the way. Less fun. Great, Talia. Not good enough. Not capable. Not worthy. Fear. What about judgment? Being judged if you were to create it. What will others say, others think? More work? Absolutely. Excellent. And significant. Awesome, Tanya. And that's exactly it. We can actually see by pulling it apart and breaking it down and unpacking this, we can actually see exactly what's in the way to creating what it is that we love. When we can see that, we could do the processes like the recode, which we're going to do very shortly, and we're going to remove as much as what your unconscious will allow us to do. So really like just thinking about all those other fears and judgment and what's in the way. And you may just want to write a couple of them down. Whatever it may be for you. And then what I'd like you to do is to pick a number between 1 and 10. So 1 is you're having it all now, you're flowing. It's all happening, Greg. I'm in it. I have no resistance. I'm taking action. I have it 100%. It's easy. Creating all your true choices. Well, number 10, you're stuck. I can't take action. There's too much resistance. I am stuck. I don't know what it is that I want. Last time I tried something, I failed. I'm just stuck. I go for it, I get pulled back. I go for it, I get pulled back. Give yourself a number between 1 and 10 and just throw in the chat. Excellent, Tanya, we've got a 7 there. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. Awesome. And a 3 there, Judy. That's awesome. Great to have you on Z Call. Excellent. We got a 5 there, Tina. That's awesome. Cool. Great. So we can now see the resistance that's in the way. So what I'd like you to do is now to close your eyes, and this is just close your eyes and listen to my voice. The numbering system is just for our conscious to get an idea of where we're at. It's got nothing really to do with the process and the outcome. It just shows our conscious after we do this recode that we've had a shift. Now set the intention to get down to as close as 0 as possible for this recode. It doesn't matter if you don't, you might only move one number. It doesn't matter. The conscious works how it wants to work on the day as it needs to. And a metaphor around that is where, say for example, we're in a boat, we want to go down a river, flow out to sea. There's all these big rocks and boulders in our way. When we first start doing this work, we have a lot of boulders, and that's our resistance. As we do these processes and the recodes, we're simply shattering those boulders. It might just want to break in half. It might allow us to take half of it away. But over a period of doing the processes, you will find you're simply removing all the boulders, and then all the rocks, and then all the little stones, so you can simply just go out to sea with ease in your boat. It's not getting caught on all the rocks. So whatever the movement is with your number, it's fine. There's no wrong and right in this work. We're simply removing the resistance of what's in the way, so we can have more satisfaction and less pain. So just before we start, I just want to step into doing another metaphor. And I want you all, with your eyes closed, is just to do some breathing. Take a big breath in, and then out. Nice and relaxed. Take a couple of breaths. I'm just going to do another metaphor. This process is like a sports field, or a rugby field, a soccer field, a green field, gridiron field, whatever it may be to you. And we're at one end of the field in those goals, standing at the goal, and we're looking down across the field to our desired reality, which is the other goal. And that's exactly what we're going for today, is that other goal. And we've just noticed that a whole lot of gophers or moles have dug a whole lot of holes in the field, and it's simply too bumpy to get across because it also has mounds of dirt. This superconscious recode is simply all about filling in those holes and smoothing it over with a feather, so we can have our sports field back, so we can simply get to our desired reality and have whatever it is that we choose. That's it. So just really step into the intention of getting the most, breathing in, and step into your desired reality. And for those of you first time or second time around, just say out loud that you give Greg permission to access my superconscious. Because once we connect to the superconscious in the field, then I can give you superconscious instructions to go into your unconscious and take out some of the resistance or all of the resistance, whatever it chooses today, so you have more satisfaction and less pain. If you've done this work before, just set it in your heart that you give Greg permission to access your superconscious. And just step into that true end result. I choose an end result of. My desired reality is. Just step into it, notice where you are. In superconscious, you can see this beautiful choice that I've chosen today. Can you please create the perfect treatment plan? Get the resistance as close and as low down to 0 as possible. Superconscious, please treat all feminine, masculine beliefs, please. Treat it the perfect way in the perfect order, and do a massive change history. Good. Nice and relaxed. Now, what I'd like you to do also is just to allow yourself to connect to this beautiful white beam of energy that's shooting down from source or universe or heaven, whatever you want to call it, and it's beaming down into a ball of energy just sitting above your head, just above your head. And this ball of energy is now filling up with this beam of energy from above. And this beam of energy is white energy. So it's a highest frequency of love and gratitude that you can get. And it's just pouring into the ball of energy above your head. That's it, filling up the whole ball of energy and pouring down to the top of your head all the way down through your body. And just create like this wave of energy from the top of your head all the way down through your body and out your feet. And allow this beautiful white energy just to fill up your whole body. So you're nice and relaxed and full of love and gratitude. Subconscious, please create the perfect treatment plan today so we can remove as much resistance as we choose. Subconscious, please treat all sabotaging beliefs, not good enough, not worthy, not capable, insignificant, not perfect, and don't belong. Please treat them all in the perfect way, in the perfect order. Do a massive change history. Subconscious, also please treat alignment with desire, definitions, secondary intentions. Treat it all in the perfect way, in the perfect order, and do a massive change history. Please treat all part personalities. We want to make sure all part personalities are all focused on the same true end goal, please. Treat any resistance in part personalities and do a massive change history. Please treat the protector controller, the inner child. Please treat it the perfect way, in the perfect order, and do a massive change history. Subconscious, please treat all resistance in events from the past, please. All events. All events, yes, all the way down childhood, all the way back, please. All events that have created resistance to this true end choice, please. Treat it the perfect way, in the perfect order, and do a massive change history. Also current events too, please, and future events. Also, please treat the inner child and the wounded perfectionist and our part personalities too, please. Treat it all in the perfect way, in the perfect order, and do a massive change history. Just take a breath and get nice and relaxed. Just allow for this natural process to flow. We're simply just undoing something that we've created as a child or passed down from family. We're simply naturally undoing what's been created years ago. Yes, thank you. Please treat all emotions from the past and present, please, and do a massive change history. All broken agreements, broken promises from the past, do a massive change history. Please treat all family history on my father's side up to 9 generations. My mother's side up to 7 generations, please, and do a massive change history. Subconscious, please treat all DNA, traits passed down, memories, feelings, and emotions and survival patterns, please, passed down from family, ancestors, all the way through the lines, please. Treat it all the perfect way, in the perfect order, and do a massive change history. There you go. For some of you, there's a lot there. Just allow that to fall into place. Just give it a couple of seconds. That's it. You're doing really well. Subconscious, please treat all judgment from others, please. Judgment of yourself, judgment of the world. The world is too difficult. I'm not good enough or capable. All judgments from others. What will others think? Treat it all the perfect way, in the perfect order, and do a massive change history. Please treat the expectations from others too, please. The change is too hard. It's safe to let it go. Please treat it the perfect way, in the perfect order, and do a massive change history. Subconscious, also please treat Mama any Any feelings and emotions around not enough confidence, or mum and dad were supposed to support me more. They were supposed to protect me. And also any permission from mum and dad, please treat it the perfect way in the perfect order and do a massive change history. So be conscious, please treat all fear, guilt, shame, treat it all into a massive change history. So be conscious, also please treat all body systems, please. Have this beautiful white energy pouring into our body. Please treat all chakras. Treating all chakras to this true choice, please. Lower chakras, front and back. All chakras, front and back. Sacral chakra, lower chakras, adrenaline chakra, heart chakra, throat chakra, upper chakras. Please treat all resistance and chakras, please. So they're spinning beautifully, full of energy. Just pouring this beautiful white energy of love and gratitude into all our chakras, please, and do a massive change history. Excellent. Please treat all body systems, shoulders, necks, back, hips, organs, blood flow, muscle groups, skin. Treat all body systems, please, this true choice, and do a massive change history. So we're just going to do a quick sentence procedure. What I want you to do is tag and treat anything that's not true. Stepping into your desired reality. This is easy for me. I am it. I love taking action for my true choice, my desired reality. This is easy for me. I have it all now. Please tag and treat all those sentences and do a massive change history so they're all becoming true. They are true. I love my desired reality. I am my desired reality. Please tag and treat and do a massive change history. In superconscious, also please treat the needing to know the outcome. What will family think? You may have been ridiculed in the past from family. Can you please treat all of that, please, and do a massive change history? That's it. You're doing well. Superconscious, please create a perfect treatment plan of any other resistance that you choose to work on to later this true choice. Please bring all of the active experience, bring it into the field and treat it, please. Treat all resistance that's left to this true choice. Treat it the perfect way, in the perfect order, and do a massive change history. Superconscious, please ground the memories we've touched today and reconnect everything back to the matrix of the universe, including memories 1, 2, and 3. All other memories, ego states, shadow memories, all levels of philosophy, past lives, future lives, family history, and all aspects of consciousness. And now I would like you to step into the actions you're going to take. Step into what actions you're taking to create this desired reality. Allow it to come down from above through this beautiful white energy and into your unconscious. What actions are you going to take? Just ask, what actions are my actions, and step into them. And if you already have your action, step into it, get the feeling around it. What do I need to do next? Allow that information to come through. What are all the next actions for your desired reality? Just notice what you notice. Just notice how powerful, if you can have more of what you want by taking action. That's it. And then I'd like you to take a couple of breaths, have a rush of energy from the top of your head down through your body. That's it. Take another breath. And then when you're ready, you can open up your eyes. Come on back. Have a drink of water if you want to. Now, you may feel a little bit spaced out after that process, because what we've basically done is here we've got our neurons. Here we have the memory, and here we have the feeling, emotion that's attached to it. And what we do is, when we do this recode process, we're simply disconnecting the neuron and removing the emotion, feeling, the pain off this memory. So that memory then becomes wisdom. So that's why when we're disconnecting all here and removing it, we have new space. That's why we get a little bit spaced out in our feeling. And it's completely natural, it's completely normal. It'll last for anything up to a day. And then you'll start to notice your new self. You'll actually notice that even now you feel a lot lighter. Who's feeling lighter? Throw it in the chat. Give me a 1. Who's feeling nice and light, ready to take action? Action on our desired reality. Yeah, awesome. Great stuff. So beforehand we had a resistance number, whatever that may have been for you. Do you want to just put your resistance number in what it is for you? So you might have been a 7. What are you now? Put the 2 numbers into the chat so we can see the shift. And it also sets you conscious that you see your own shift, which is really, really important. So you can see that you've taken that shift. So now that it's easy to take action. Down to a 3. That's awesome, Tanya. So if we look at that here, say for example 5 is the middle. If we have a resistance number between 5 and 10, it's really hard to take action. Well, that's awesome, Judy. 3 to 0, brilliant. It's awesome. So if we have a resistance in here, a 6 to 10, it's hard to take action. There's too much of this in the way, and it's pulling us down to our old identity. If we're in here between 1 and 5, especially 4 or less, it's easy to take action because we're more in our desired reality of the flowing. Okay. So it's important that we get it down to a 1 or a 0 as far as what we can, because it's easier to take the action. That's what's important. So in that recode, you would have had all the actions come through, what you need to do to take more of what you want. So get that into your lenses, write it all down to your lenses, and then go and take action to achieve it. Excellent. If you would like to have a free one-on-one where we can be more intimate and remove some of the stuff that's stuck in here between the 5 and 10, it's just not shifting. It might be a 5, or there might be something else you want to work on. I love this work, so I'm happy to give you a free one-on-one when I've got the time. So I'll put that link in the chat at the bottom of this recording, so you've all got access to it. Unless Kirsten's free, she's out there, my PA, my lovely wife, she can throw it in the chat box for me. But she may be busy right now with the kids possibly. Anyway, so it'll be in the recording in the chat down below for a free one-on-one. There we go. Thanks, Kirsten. So the free one-on-one is exactly that. It's just a one-on-one with me. We've got about an hour. You can bring anything you want to in here. Any problem that you're having resistance around getting rid of, that's a pain, that's getting in the way of your creation, of taking action, we can remove it. We can be more intimate, exactly focus on exactly what you want to create, and then really step in to remove that. It's a whole lot of fun. It's completely confidential, and I just love sharing this work. So yeah, if you want to come along, click on the link. Apart from that, drink lots of water, take action, and I love you all, and thanks so much for being here. And yeah, any questions, go to the website, gregjonesnz.com, send me an email, give me a call. Happy to serve, happy to help. Enjoy the rest of your day.